I applied 6 times and then I only got the visa on the 6th time. What's up, beautiful people? How are you doing? Happy New Year! I know this is the very first time that we are seeing this New Year. See, at this point, I just think it's laziness. I don't think there's any excuse that I can give. I've just been a bit lazy. Like, I have so many videos, like videos from Christmas, videos from the New Year. I've not edited them. If you really want to see those videos, drop it in the comment section, because now I'm thinking maybe there's no point posting those videos again. I don't know, but anyway, if you want to see how the Christmas and the New Year was spent from this end, then drop it in the comment section and I will put out the videos. So ever since I came to Canada, the $1,000,000 question I get from people is, how did you get your visa? Like, most times when I tell my friends that I came to Canada or I'm currently in Canada, they're like, how did you get the visa? I'm like, what do you mean? I applied for the visa and then I got it. They're like, no, it's very complicated to get the Canadian visa. Then they give me instances of people who tried and they did not get it. So it means it's really not difficult, but a bit complex to get it. So today I would be giving you a summary of the things I did to ensure that I got my visa to come to Canada. So if this is something that you want to hear, then keep watching. The very first thing is to ensure that your passport is valid for a period of time. In most cases, when you're applying for a visa, they will tell you that they will give you the visa for the duration of your passport. You don't want to apply for a visa when your passport is just left a short period of time and then you instead cheat yourself by not getting the full length of the time that they would have given you. Let me explain. So let's say, for example, your passport is left 11 months and then you apply for a visitor's visa. They give you the visa for the duration of 11 months, but then someone whose passport is valid for 3 years applies and then they give the person the visa for the period of 3 years. So you see the difference. So the person for 11 months has definitely cheated themselves, because after 11 months, their visa is not going to be valid again. They have to apply for a new visa, go through scrutiny and all of that would have been avoided. So that's the very first thing I will say. If your passport is not valid for a long period of time, or for the period of time that you would necessarily be able to get a reasonable length of time from the visa, then maybe you should consider applying when you have gotten a new passport so that you can get the most out of the visa. I hope you understand. And then the next thing that I'll say is, do your research. Like, on the net, there is a lot of information. If you want it on YouTube, if you want to watch, if you want to read from blogs, there's a lot of information. Like, the moment you just type something, you will see so many recommendations on processes that you can follow or things that you can do. Do your research. If you want to apply for a visitor's visa, go on Quora, or you can just type visitor's visa to Canada and then at the end Quora. You go there, you read, it will give you lots of information. Or you can even say visitor's visa requirements to Canada, Quora. I recommend Quora because on Quora is like a forum, so you get ideas, information from different kinds of people, you get mixed reactions. When you do that, you'll be able to know what is required. Apart from knowing what is required, you also be able to know the details of everything that is required. So let's say, for example, if you have to write a letter of intent, on Quora you might see someone who is explaining about things that you should include in your letter of intent. Like, for example, if you start breaking down the requirements, asking like, okay, for letter of intent, what is required and all of that, you see that people have probably answered that question. They have given you a step-by-step requirement on the things that you could include in your letter of intent. And you also get people who tell you, I applied 6 times and then I only got the visa on the 6th time. And then sometimes they'll actually tell you the differences between the first time and the 6th time, the things that they did as they progressed with their visa application form that made them to finally be accepted. Also, people will tell you what they received on their rejection letters. Like, for example, someone will say, I received this on my rejection letter. What does it mean? Or what can I do to ensure that I don't get rejected? Already, you are not even applying. That is prior to you applying. You're already getting a heads up of what people normally receive, or people have received in the past people have received in the past from their rejection letters. And then this better prepares you in line with those things to ensure that you don't get rejected when you're applying. So that's why doing your research is very, very important. After you've done your research and you know what is expected, and you start preparing your documents, and when you think your documents are well prepared enough, then I would say you should create a profile. Now, the profile is normally for a period of time. I forgot now how many months, maybe. I forgot the number of days. I will not want to say something here that's wrong. But normally you have your profile available for a period of time. Within that period of time, you have to ensure that you fill your application forms and then you submit. So if you don't complete it by then your profile is automatically cancelled. I don't know if that's the right word. Oh my god, I can't talk today. But then you no longer have access to the information, and then you have to start from the beginning. So that's why it's important that you get the heads up that you need, you start preparing your documents, and then you can start filling your form. Of course, it takes a while. I think it's more than 30 days, so it's a long period of time. But then, sometimes if you're doing maybe something else while you're doing that, you might be so engrossed in your main activity that you forget this one, and then you realize one day, oh, I've not completed the profile and my application is expired, or the profile has been expired. I need to start a new one. So bear that in mind. And also, there are so many documents that you have to fill. The family document requires that you include the information of your siblings and your parents. So if you can get that information even before you start, it's also good. Or if you can get it while you have really started your application profile, it's good. But then let's say if your siblings are scattered and if you don't really communicate with them frequently, then it might be difficult for you to get their information within a period of time. So bear that in mind. It was getting dark. I was losing the sunlight and the video was becoming dark. In the end, I had to turn on the fluorescent lamp. So if the video quality has kind of changed a bit, please don't mind. It's just the light situation. Anyway, so I think this is now point number 4. So the fourth thing I will say that I did, by the way, everything that I've said so far is what I used when I was applying for my visa. There's nothing new that I'm saying. Each and every point that I'm making, I actually used it. So bear that in mind. So the fourth thing which I did was that I did not assume. So for every document that I provided, I tried to explain why I provided the document. So what some people do is that they actually provide documents, quite all right, but then they make the mistake of not explaining the purpose of the documents. Sometimes some things that you think might be obvious might not be obvious to another person. So take the time, explain why you provided each and every document. And then the last thing is ensure that you fill the documents properly. Like if you get accepted, if you get this visa, that's my sister coughing. If you get this visa, this is what will be on your file. Like for every time that you want to either invite someone, or for any time that you need some immigration stuff to do, they are going to go back to this file and see the documents that you provided, or see the information that you provided. So you want to ensure that every information that you provided is accurate. Don't rush through your application file. Don't be in a haste to do anything. Like you have a couple of days to fill this in. So take your time, ensure that you don't make any mistakes, ensure that you provide information which is valid, because in the future, this application file can either speak against you or speak for you. So bear that in mind. So like I've said, all of these things that I've mentioned today, they are things that I did to ensure that my application went on successfully. Thank you so much for staying tuned with me. If you have any questions for me, you know what to do already. Like the comment section is our section. Anything that we have, anything that we want to say, we go there, we say it, and we just interact. So if you have any questions, please put in the comment section. Let's interact. And yeah, happy new year once again. I pray that this year is better than the previous years. I pray that all our goals, all our aspirations, all our dreams come true. And I hope we are still following our new year resolutions. I hope that we've not thrown them aside. I hope that we are still holding dearly to them as we did on the 1st of January. Thank you so much for staying tuned with me. See you in my next video. Goodbye.